Morning, familia. I am officially now in my new house or, new home for however long that's going to be, because we never know. Just like I'm showing here to be led by spirit, I also include that with wherever I live, wherever I work, if I am to work, all of that, I hand over. Yeah. And I trust that spirit, the universe, right? That force and love that is leading us to our highest good is working for me and is guiding me, and that we have the power to tap into that. And the more we can release the blockages of the things that are not aligned with us, that are not authentic to us, that are not true to who we truly are, we begin to open the space for that intuitive flow, for that intuitive connection, for that divine guidance. And that's really what my life is devoted to. So if you're new here, I'm Estefania. You can call me Steph. This channel's name is Spirit Led Steph, because that is the reminder to myself as well that I have given my gifts, right? My whatever talents I have, whatever skills I have handed them over to the spirit to be used in whatever capacity for the highest good of all, for myself, for my family, because the highest good of all includes that, right? We're all interconnected. And so that is my daily prayer, to be used, to be surprised. Because if a spirit-led life, right, a intuitively guided life, is a life of spontaneity. It's a life of surprise. And even in that, I am a mom, right, of a 6-year-old little girl, and my spontaneity looks different than someone who's like, for example, I have a friend and brother who's also like in Aspen, for example, living the van life, which is awesome. But my spontaneity is going to look different, at least until it feels like it's being pulled in a different direction. My daughter's at school right now, and it gives me a lot of time not only to work, but do things that light up my heart, especially since, separating from her father, which is something that I'm slowly going to open up more about. Not so much the story in and of itself, because it's not so much about the details, but how, there are cycles in our lives that arrive, that complete themselves. And when the cycles are complete, it's almost like the healing, the purpose has been completed. And now there's an invitation to expand. And you either take the invitation, doesn't mean you're not scared. It doesn't mean there's not things to face. It doesn't mean that it will be a seemingly just swift road to walk through. No, it's going to challenge you. If you are going to expand, it's going to challenge you to better communicate. It's going to challenge you to come from a place of love as much as you can, to make choices from that space, even if it's in a theme and around a subject like separation or divorce, potentially, whatever that looks like. And so, that's been all part of the path for me. And given that it's me and her right now, this is what's showing up for us, right? And in another video, I mentioned that what's showing up for you, what's in front of you, is for you. It's where your miracle is hidden, is where your healing lies. It's what you need to accept, radically accept, or forgive, like the Course in Miracles states. Yeah, it's like this openness to forgive ourselves and forgive everything around us. It's a deep definition of forgiveness. Not the typical forgiveness of like holier than thou, you did something wrong and I'm forgiving you for what you did. That's not the forgiveness that's taught in the Course in Miracles. Jesus and the Spirit are teaching us that it goes beyond, right? We're forgiving ourselves and we're forgiving others for the illusions that we believe in, for the things that are all based on what we think we are, what we think the world is. And yet the spiritual journey is an invitation to who am I and who is God? And when that openness and willingness is there, that curiosity is there, and we consistently, devotedly show up to that, not with any specific expectation, but just with an openness to be humble and to be shown, we will be shown. This is when ask and it is given is pure truth, because you're asking from the truest desire of your heart. Yeah? From the truest desire of your soul, which is seeking to expand, which is seeking to become one with everything. It's the ultimate purpose it has, because it knows itself as one. Spirit is one, right? It's not many different spirits. That's still part of the illusion of the mind. I'm not saying that people can't experience that. It's just like saying I didn't experience cancer. I didn't experience losing my child. We can experience that. We can experience that absolutely, even in the spiritual realm. And yet it's still all a realm of the ego. It is not the realm of true spirit, of true oneness, of purity, eternal light, which is what our truest essence is. And we can have a personal experience. I tell you this from personal experience, not because I heard other people tell me, not because a guru told me, no, because I was willing within my story at a point where I was done seeking for the approval and validation of the world as a singer and a writer and performer. I was done. I felt like a hamster in a wheel. And I got to the point where I had to stop everything because I needed to question everything that I really wanted. What did I ultimately want versus what I wanted, right? I wanted fame. I wanted to reach a certain level of success. I wanted to be abundant, financially abundant. I wanted to sing around the world. I wanted to be recognized for my talent. That's what I wanted. But what I really wanted was joy. What I really wanted was wholeness. What I really wanted was peace of mind, was abundance. And all of those things are actually synonymous in the world of spirit. If you have one, and we can experience them here, if you have the one, because I'm talking about the internal state and feeling of them. If you have one, you automatically feel the other because they are at the same vibration. They are at the same frequency of love, right? So abundant. When you are in the frequency of love, you feel fully abundant. When you are in the frequency of peace, you feel fully abundant. You feel fully in love. Not in love with another, maybe, but it's like in love with all things. It's not particular to one thing. It's just an intimacy with life, with everything that shows up for you. And there's like a restfulness. Peace has like this underlying trust of what is. And so all of them are interconnected. And so this is just me speaking from my heart, because this is something that you can experience. If you have the willingness in your heart to seek the truth, to seek out, to ask yourself the question, what do I really want beyond all the things in the world that I think will get me what I really want? What do I ultimately want? What do I yearn for? And that generally will not have a specific form. It is a feeling. It is a state of being that we're seeking. So check in with that, because that's the first thing I did. And then have the willingness to seek, to be shown, to enter in connection with the divine, to ask the questions that you have, the doubts, whatever it is. Sometimes it's just the human way. We have to be brought to our knees or to a moment of ego death, because that's what's happening. Something in us is dying. Some belief system that we held on to for so long is starting to crumble. And that is when we are brought to our knees. And that is when we start to, have the humility to say, okay, I don't know. what's best for me. I don't know what this is all about. I don't know what this is for. What is the point? And that takes us into a state of surrender, which allows the love of God, truth, to shine into our minds, to flow in like a little fountain that hasn't been running. And then as soon as we say, yes, you show me, and we show up in a devoted way, dedicated, for me, it was a couple months of just consistently showing up and having an open, curious heart, mind, because they're interconnected, right? The spiritual mind, the heart. And it changed everything. My judgments, I put all my judgments aside, because you can't come into humility with judgment. If you got judgment, you think you know what's good, you think you know what's wrong, you think you know what's best for you or what's not. And that is not humility. You have to set all of that aside, past concepts aside, and come into the moment and surrender and say, show me. And that can be done in the quietness of your room, in your mind. It helps if you're in nature, if you just have whatever gives you the possibility to be in a reflective, focused, open, receptive state. Maybe in nature. For me, it was in my living room early mornings before 5:30, 6 o'clock, before my daughter would wake up. That's what worked for me. Days and days on end. And then I just got more excited. Things I was reading. So writing, so it's like, if you guys want to know more about like the specifics, there's the video that I did, part 1, which I actually have to get to part 2 of my awakening. Why I left the stage to follow the Spirit. And funny enough, I'm open to being on stage. It's nothing about the stage itself. It's just in that moment, how I saw the stage, what I thought the stage was going to provide me. That is what I had to leave. I had an identity tied with it. I had an expectation so foundationally imprinted with music, because I did it for so long with that direction, with that goal, with that perception and intention, that I had to let it all go. But I can potentially be guided to stages again. And I am all here for it, if that is what the Spirit wants. And if I don't touch a stage again, that's okay too. It is okay. I release that. I feel something in my heart that says that you have stuff to share on a stage. You have gifts to give. So that shows me that Spirit speaking through that excitement, which 3-4 years ago, when I completely let it go, I didn't feel that. And now I'm, sort of reintegrating back into life, applying to the daily, everything that was downloaded, all the experiences I had, all the gifts that the Course in Miracles and Jesus have been teaching me outside of religious dogma, right? Outside of institutional religion. This is an invitation to a personal, authentic, spiritual relationship with God, with love, with Jesus. If that could be a way shower for you, that's what it was for me, because He is the master of the heart. He lived, and still lives. It is a living presence that guides us through expanding the heart. Yeah. And so that is what mostly connects to me in this lifetime. That's what it is. And yet I feel a connection also to Buddha and other teachers. But right now, and for I think what is left to unfold in my life, Buddha guided me as a yoga instructor, as an access to peace, as a release of suffering years back. And now, having the presence of Jesus show up in my life, and me have the humility to listen and be non-judgmental, and also take Him out of the box of Christianity and fundamentalism, and myself to be completely open to an experience of oneness with the divine, to be guided, through journaling, through automatic writing, through just encounters, through Spirit remixes, right? Singing. I've done them on YouTube, singing songs that were once and are maybe popular, but now through a spiritual lens, maybe rewriting. All of that has been guided. I have given that over, and all of that has been guided. And it's because I was able to surrender to the Spirit. and be led by the heart, by the love, the mind of love, the heart of Jesus and the presence of who he is, not putting him in any box, and nor putting myself. Because as soon as I put him in, then everything is divided. And that's not the point. Freedom and authenticity is not in a box. It's in the moment. It's the truth of the moment. That's the invitation to freedom. It's the truth of the moment. What's really showing up for you. And so, yeah, I feel like I'm coming full circle from all of the things that were given me through this divine experience, through this deep transformational spiritual awakening that I had, that shifted my entire life, my career, everything. And yet, I don't know how it's all going to unfold, and I'm open to it being through music again, or a mix of things. I don't know. But like I said, I could feel it in my heart, and that's another way that spirit guides us, and it literally will take something, if it's not for you, and if you're open, it'll be removed. That idea, that identity, that desire will fall away, will just dissipate if it's not serving you. And if you're willing to have that handed over. And that's what happened to me, both with music, even with my body image. What else? And then even later on, my relationship, right? Which was with the father of my daughter, who is a very close friend of mine. And we've officially now divorced. It's crazy to say that. I used to have so much judgment about that. And sharing it here is another okay, expand, don't be ashamed, Yeah, this is part of it. This is part of the healing. This is part of the process. And so, yeah, this was all to share with you that if you're seeking something deeper, if you're ready to surrender, do it. This is your sign. Do it. The divine is waiting for you to pour into you. Yes, we can pour into our own cup. Yes, we can decide the things that we love to do in the world. That's already following the Spirit's guidance. It's already being intuitive. Yeah? You can call it the Spirit's guidance. You can call it divine guidance. You can call it the internal teacher, or just intuition. I use the language of the Course in Miracles, but in my mind, I understand that is just a word, an identifier of a way of living. And that's where I am. And it's led me through all these different healing experiences, including moving to where I am now. All of it. And it's the Spirit's work when it's all given to you. It's like a spiritual red carpet. So many things are just given to you, and you feel a resounding yes. It's not like a, okay. No, it's a resounding yes. So this is your confirmation to take that leap of faith, of just going deeper, finding out, surrendering, stepping back. Welcome humility into your heart so that you can experience the grandeur of leading a meaningful, guided, spontaneous, ever expansive, healing, miracle-filled life. It's for all of us. 1919 when I said that. This is not just for some of us. This is not the chosen. Let's talk about that. Those who are chosen, that idea of being chosen, in the Course in Miracles, it says, all are chosen, but few take it. Few accept, right, the call. Few listen and hear and heed and follow the call. All are chosen. So it seemingly seems like some are chosen, But the truth is all are chosen because we're all one in seemingly different bodies. We're all that one mind, that one spirit appearing illusorily in separation. And that call to all is accepted by a few, is humbly taken by a few. And that ends up being what the world sees. And it seems as if they're chosen. But no, all have the possibility. All have been invited. Few have listened. And so this is your invitation that if you're feeling that, go there. Listen. The call is for you. When you say to yourself, there has to be something better than this. There has to be a better way. This can't be everything. There is more. There is more because you are more. And you can get to discover more by humbling your heart, taking a step back, and being shown. Surrendering over the thoughts, the belief things that you've had. Be authentic, not only to what's around you, but to the divine. Open up the darkest places, the questions that you have, the judgments. Open up and hand them over to Spirit. Hand them over to be seen, to be purified so that the light can shine on it and it can dissipate and be gone. It'll be taken away. So that is the invitation today. Step in, lean in, step back. How do we do that? How do we do that? We lean in to take that, to not be afraid, to move forward. And yet we step back because we're not alone as we do this. We walk together with the Spirit. We walk together with that intuition, with that higher self guiding us, with that voice of God that is leading us back to truth, that is leading us back to us, to the true us, to love, to light. All right, till next time, my sweet, sweet familia. Talk to you soon.